second to Tycoon's Melvin and Kate Monte. Today, I'm going to talk about me, a biograph about me. But it's most things about people don't know about me. Not because Tycoon's Melvin, because they don't know the truth about me. And I think the truth about me, about they don't know that I have I have people come to me, asking questions what that person said in the past. I wish they would come to me begin when I was starting out young, but they wasn't coming to me, afraid not to come to me. But I don't have no reason why they coming to now and talk to me. But I felt they was too scared to come to talk to me. But I'm gonna tell it like it is, and I'm gonna biograph about me. Some people don't know about me. Some people don't know about me. That's fine. That's okay. You don't want to. You don't have to get to know me. You don't have to know about my biograph, about my life. But I'm gonna tell you. Care. I don't care what your opinion about me. What I'm saying. This is a story of biograph about me. I'm from Florida, and I was living small town Lakeland, and I don't have no major friends, nobody else to go to. Um, I didn't have no classmate. I didn't know my classmate name not well. 'Cause I grew up without classmate. I'm giving the part of the reason later before I get the part. I come from a law enforcement officer mother who's a correction officer mother. I kind of a single mother, and my my mom's side family's unstable. I've been told by sus told me, and I have a sister that I know, but my brother was raised to adoption when he was a baby. My second sibling, but my first sibling, my sister that I know. I'm not gonna talk about her name. Keep her dignity to myself by her name. But and then I have a lot of cousins of my one of my first cousin other half live in Clearwater, and then my cousin live in Lakeland. Most Georgia in Lakeland. Then I have a cousin living in Baltimore, Maryland. Then I have where my uncles were from, but he passed away years after that he passed away. I didn't get to know him that. I got him to know a little bit about him. Where I did, he came around, but he just gave me some money because for lunch food. But I didn't know him that well. Like he don't know me. And this is something, some family member I didn't met before. I didn't met before. But some of them I do meet before, like my mom's sister, my mom oldest half sister, then my mom oldest half brother. But I didn't met Glenn, my mom oldest half sister who died of breast cancer on 1984 when I was born, and my sister, I don't know, she born in 1984, so that's different. Um, I didn't have no support when I came to picture lives. I was born on 1991, and I born and no support of the family of my of like I said before, like I said, I did say this that I come from unstable family member of my mama's side, and my grandma's side are very unstable. But my grandfather's side, I don't know about them. But my mom had niece and nephew, of course, but they wasn't they was close like you should used to be like Thursdays, but they're not close like right now. They've kind of changed. They used to be. Um, I didn't have I my uncle that my mom only birth brother that she have. He autistic, and I'm not gonna say his name because I'm trying to protect his dignity. I'm gonna say Uncle T. That's what I can say. He is autistic, he talk, but he tell you what he want, what he will want, but he don't hold conversation. And so sometimes I was diagnosed ADHD and at the same time as schizophrenia when I was 4 years old. I do talk to myself, but I don't answer myself. It just feels sorry because I've been told, a lot of people told me you can't put gun in people's head to make you talk to you because they're holding them hostage and you take their wife with them and you could get locked up for that. So you see people in the street talking to themselves because they can't make people to talk to them because they were being told like I've been told. But that's how people mess them up to make them be schizophrenic. But see me, I have no choice to be schizophrenic because nobody want to talk to me, and I can't blame people of their action that they do. Like I blame Robert Garden. He's claimed to be Irish and Italian. But if you're Italian, you have an Italian last name. Why you have the Irish last name? I got it. It doesn't sound like he sounds like freaking complete crap that he is. But you know let's get about me because I'm not gonna make all about him. Um, I didn't have initial friends like that. I never went to birthday party, nothing like that. I would stay home and live my life the way all kids should live. Until the Ivy girl popped up in my life when I was 8 years old, 1999. Maybe like 7 years old. Not before eight. I was 7 years old. And I'm not gonna say her name again because I don't want to add her out on national on podcast. I'm just trying to keep her. She will have no name. I'm just giving her the character name. She was part and in the household that she was in, and I was 7 years old, so I was still a child, and I was big at because I used to type my sister, scratch people, type people, and I was big at it. And then I wasn't speaking English until I was 7, and then my first language is fuck. That's my first cuss word language. You don't know what it is. And so there was a time that I was cussing because wasn't speaking English or was three, and because I was the very delayed speech impairment that I was very delayed speech impairment. Uh, I I was ADHD, and I had to learn to speak American English because I don't know who my father is, and I guess my father, I've been told that he's Italian, and so I think that maybe I have it to him because I didn't have it to my mom because my mom is just African American and Native American and possibly Spanish because I connect my cousin in Spain and my mama's side, on my grandfather's side, also Melvin because his name was Mel, like Mel, and so like last name, so I connect to him. I don't know if that's his last name, maybe his stage name, I don't know, but I'm just gonna. I do follow him on Instagram, man. So that's me, lovely. Let's get to the point. I was the only one where I was speaking English at the time, and I was started speaking English. I was 7 years old. 2000, no, not 2000. But I believe 1997. I was no, 1997. So 1998, I was 7 years old, and I was big out in the Peace Shore Center in Bato. And every time I say I'm thirsty, I want something to drink, and they would say, "Give me a drink," because I was so yelling and screaming, and the police didn't shut me up like it used to shut me up. And I was talking to myself, and in the back seat, please. Oh, the police to solve the problem. I can't tap into them to let them talk to me because it's not. I don't know them that well. More person to them, like, that's not who I am. But they kind of feel sorry that the young boy, the earthish boy, that do know who his mother is, like my mother is, but his father is didn't have a father, and my sister have a father. That's one of the fathers she know, Richard. But my brother didn't have a father, and I didn't have a father either. So it doesn't flatter to me because I got used to us one parents, which is my mother, and just kind of make me why I'm so wild child and why I was so being like tough skinned, being tough where I am because I don't take shit for nobody. I don't care if you're a man or woman or whatever the case you are. I'm gonna go off for you regardless. This is part of who I am as a person, individual person. But I guess people so coordinate things that does, and that's how that is. But when you already understand your ground, what you believe is the truth, and that's the way it is. But it's sad for me because you know I'm not in the pedophy way. But like I said, but school, and I don't know what I talk about pedophy mean because I'm not that part. My teacher was pedophile, Mr. Bell. So that's what I'm saying. But the point is that I didn't have a friend. I was close to my mom friend in Bartow. Her name was Tanya. No one can pronounce her name because she had an African name. And I was connected to her daughter named Ciela. And she got somebody now. Before I didn't know who she. Before I really like her. She fits herself neat, and I really like about her. And I was, go have her come to my room and all that, and to play with toys and asking the question, different stuff about what I got in my room. And her daughter told her, "Don't be around Kim's son because he's a loser. He's nothing. He's retarded. All this and that." And never she picked up for me. And when I was talking to Tiana here when I was 19 years old, maybe 20, yeah, I believe 20 years old, her own mother, Tiana here, which my classmate in Trinity Chappelle at Polk County School Board, and Tiana here, mother didn't like me. Yeah, me they don't like me at all. She don't understand where I'm coming from in that in that way that I feel like she don't understand me because of my accent. Like I said again, I don't understand why she don't like me. She don't understand. I mean, like, she do like me. She just don't understand me what I'm saying to her about the incident took place. But I told her the truth, and she had to get her daughter translation when I told her daughter what her daughter told her. When I told Tiana, Tiana told her mother. And her mother didn't understand me and say I don't understand the whole situation. Why me? You don't ask her the boy face, which is, and I because he was bullying me in the past month, and that's the point. But I did forgive myself, and I apologized to Kerry. I apologized to him, and then he forgiveness, and I move on. Do I want to? Did he want to be my friend? No. When at the closure, it does get so well because you want to put that behind that. I wish that for God's sake I would have closure with my cousin, my first cousin, and Chloe, but he didn't want to have closure with me for some reason, and it's not gonna work. But for a person who's have matured his age and learned from his mistake that he made, and in the forgiveness does get so well pump B pump A, and sometimes people just didn't want to accept forgiveness. They want to be unapologetic. That's fine, but when a person want to change their life and they want to be better themselves and different things, you just can't just be acting that way. When the forgiveness. And I think that for me, that for what I want for my cousin, uh, uh, to Tremaine, is to like listen. I'm mature my age. I'm 29 years old. He's 31 years old. I'm pushing my 30, and he's 31 years. He'd be 30 years old, but he'd be 31 years old, and maybe I don't know. I'd be 31 years old, whatever the case. And I have matured my age, and I have forgiveness that I bring. Sometimes I made mistakes in my past, but I can't go back and fix it. It's been damage was done, and what you could do, learn from the mistake that you made, and keep and move on. And that's why I learned from my mistake that I learned. Do I want to go back and change it? No, because the fact that the Trinity program, they want me in the Trinity program, they want me in high school. I choose not to go to high school because that's not my cup of tea. I graduated to high school. I graduated to high school to May 31st, 2009 at Georgia High School. When I was 18 years old, what makes to go back to high school because of the Trinity program? But I don't understand the whole situation with that. It's the whole point that I don't understand the whole situation. When you graduate in Trinity program, you graduate. No, when you graduate in high school, and in that way, that was graduation. But I don't feel like nobody's employed me. I felt like one person that like me is Eric Castillo, the Puerto Rican boy that who's very light, like he's very I have dark hair and hazel eyes or whatever he is, and he bullied me, and I picked up he bullied me for a reason, and I want to fight with him because I don't like he called me gay. I just was sick and tired. This is one. I'm gonna set the record straight, and I'm being more specific. First of all, if I was gay, I would have been coming out of the closet a long time ago. But if I never was in the closet, I stay away from the closet because that's not who I am to be with boys. Boys cannot produce baby because we have a same sperm. We have sperm, I have sperm. That's the point. But they go by my verse that I talk like a girl, and then the feminine high, they didn't know how to say the high pitched verse that I had. And then sometimes people want to fight with me, and I just didn't understand the whole situation. I live in discrimination, like my sister calls discrimination of my verse, and that's why when I was talking to Wells Fargo temper blocked my credit card, and I can't have access to use my credit card because they blocked my credit card. And the same thing, the Wells Fargo blocked my credit card, and I had to go to the branch every fucking time. I had to go to a goddamn Wells Fargo because the Wells Fargo customer service blocked my credit card. And then the first time I had experience on PayPal, I tried to get my account. I keep on sending my documentation to the PayPal account, and they gave me so much hard time. And I didn't understand why they gave me so much hard time, and I didn't understand the whole situation. And then to thank God that they have a customer service online, because I don't know how to. I could chat with them, but when you talk to them, they discriminate with you. They just criticize you, and they it's a picture of a male picture, but you a female. Like, how do I'm a female when I'm a boy? I want to say this, but I have a big dick, and you gonna say that I'm a girl, but I never was a girl. I never be a girl because it's something. Okay, that's why boys. Okay, that's why people's thinking that he is a girl, and that's why you can't think that way. I never. It's just why I live in discrimination every day. People just so criticize, throwing the gay shit on me, throwing them the stupid for things. They don't judge my skin color, they judge my verse. But I bring. I remember time, I never forget, she's not my therapist no more, but Carl Stewart, the picture center, she used to tell me, I told her I think about doing my vocal doing plastic surgery on my vocal to make it deep. And she, the therapist told me that God put in your verse to talk this way. You can't please the people because people is not God. It's one God, and God put the verse to talk this way. You have to, if they don't suffer, then don't ask them to be your friend. Don't ask them to be nothing to you because they just stupid, politically person that it is. And I think for me, for living discrimination of my verse, and being this thing, and then when I call back the PayPal, and I say that, listen, I was so mad, but I didn't cuss because I learned from my little cousin told me, but cussing doesn't get away, it does get you in trouble. And so that time I decided to use professional way, the Christianity way, where I was raised by my mom, my mom's side family, with my grandmother and my grandfather family. My grandmother and my grandfather, um, grandparents, Christianity, because they don't cuss, they don't believe cussing, they don't believe going off. They believe in handling the right way, a Christianity way, to hand the way to stand up for what you believe at the Christian way. So I was calling and I said, God don't please that. You can't just judge people the way that you were being judged. I fight what I believe. I want my activate my credit card, not my credit card, my debit card, and I said I want my debit card. I want this. I want this better for myself. I've been criticized. I've been judged. You named all the books I went through, and I've been criticized because they criticized because I got a high pitch verse, and it's what's the pet peeve of the situation, and so I wasn't satisfied with the whole situation come down to. And there's the guys. I'm so sorry how you had to go through this for this go through this to activate the card and to verify your documentation. You got I see you got documentation. I see you got everywhere. So she sent the card to me and I activated and I went live my life. I think still today I live in the word discrimination because of my high pitch first. I never was gay. I like girls. I'm straight. I'm a straight young man who have. I'm skinny. I'm slim down. I'm slender down, and I'm slender, and then I'm have a big dick. And so, how you gonna question somebody that who's a man got a big dick and big penis, and you really just gonna say, oh, he's gay or he that? Anytime guys have, I don't want to go through the private part, but I'm gonna break it down. When you every time you watch porn or gay porn stuff, anytime guys didn't have because the guys have small dick because they're gay. That's why they didn't have. They activate what they're gonna do because they have. But when somebody have a big dick because they straight, that's why. And I think that when people criticize me and thinking like, oh yeah, like he's this, he's that, and all this and that, that's not fair. But I don't mean to go down my private part, but I'm had to break it down to you and to say what's the difference of the genity, a sex genity, what you have of it. And I think that more important to show people to know that I'm not gay. People so quick they tie to their opinion. That's fine, but you can't judge people. You can't judge me because I sound like a girl and a high pitched voice. But boys have a high pitched voice, and they're not gay. They're straight. And so that's the problem with that. I live in discrimination every day. I wish it could stop it and it could stop it, but still going on every day. So nothing question with that. But it it just irked to me that it very very sad that how people come down to the situation that when you well, but like I say, I live in so like I say, I didn't have no friends. I was friends with Wild Garden. I was friends with people in my past. I was friends with. I was when in Cackney and Richard I was friends with Marty and Kate. But I think their name is officially changed now. That's not their name no more. Before they were living the old name, and they. I was talking to them. That was how they before they got messed up, and then they can't befriend nobody because they messed up for life. They messed up for life because what Mr. Bell did to them messed them up. I think it just so sad that how we in not for me the victor what he did to them, but I used to talk to them and it was is their self and they is their stuff and I was like 11 years old and they was I don't know how old they was, but I left. I think my Isha, I think she left Cockney and went to like as a middle school, and I stayed in Cockney until that I left till that it was over with, and I went to I went to the school. I went to um, I went to Super Middle School that I went to, And so, basically, when Miss Phillip heard about me, but I kind of want to blame Miss Phillip because she knew that if you're not there, all hell could break loose. But it's not hell to loose because of Sadie, but maybe because of Sadie, maybe because Sadie is the problem that he brings to the table that he is, and I think that it's still is today that what we living up, what we got ourselves into, and I think that he didn't apologize. What he did was complete engagement and wrong for that. But end of the day, he's nothing for me, But I think, anyways, it's about that. I didn't have no friend. I didn't have no support in my grandma's side family. But my favorite, I get more support of my granddad's side family, my brothers and my step cousin Dominic, until because they was there, and in the time I was going to the motion, they was there to call. I was called birds all the time. My mom or half sister, and I used to call all the time about my problem that was going to the motion with that, and she told me that and I was going to the motion with that, and that was my big problem because I'll go to her. I can't go to my mom because my mom is. If people will know why I didn't go to my mom, but sometimes I'll go to her. But depending on what her mood is. If she's not in the mood, she don't want to talk to you. If she was in the mood, she'll talk to you. It's dependent on that way. And sometimes it's just kind of hard to, especially my feeling back in Thursdays, because it's about, I don't want to say it was abuse or anything like that, but she would get mad and go crazy or something. And so it's very hard to express. I express myself now, but back those days when I was 9 years old and 10, and it was very, very, no, 9 years old, 10 years old is hard. No, 10 years old is hard to express my feeling. And the only thing she was there for me is that that Mr. Bell touched you, and I said no, he never touched me, and he got arrested for being touched a session bureau. No, he got arrested for touching my classmate. Like I say, I guess they changed their name of different stuff, but they was bears. They when I was reading my first time, something told me this read on something on the ledger, and I read something in the ledger that they didn't name the girls, but I know who they are, which they was before, but I don't know who now. And he got sweet deal. Now he out now, and he have a son. His son being grown. His son was like a nerd, but now he's not a nerd no more. He half grown up to be a young grown man, and stuff like that. And he was in the same school I went to, Southeastern College, and he walked past me and said nothing to me. And I didn't say it was I was pressured to testify against Mr. Bell. It was not my idea to testify against Mr. Steve Douglas Bell, and I'm just like, it's not my fault to testify against him. It's just that it needed to be the truth, something like that. But he never touched me anything. But it's not like if I would say something like he did, then he would come at me and kill me. But it's a different way. I say, no, he have not touched me. If he touched other people in the class, but he never touched me because he read and I did put in my first book, would you go to my book, my Lawrenceburg school, never go back. And I put in my book, but the situation about the transgender, Leon, or whatever his name is, the transgender man, just like a woman, clothes and all that, and to pick me up and throw me in the music class, in front of the music classroom, the music class though, and I injured myself. I didn't tell my mom quite a while because I think it's so wrong if I tell somebody, because my mom had the school shut down for closure or something. But the school has been after the past years and many years, but they never been fixed it into be better place of Catholic elementary school. But it's I know it's bad school. Even today that it's 3 times it happened to that. When you have people working in EVEs, they mess in the order. I need to put it out there to set the record straight. When you want work for the company, your job to bring the food to people, not steal the milkshake, not steal the food, and not steal the money, being a thief. And it is so sad that people nowadays steal people money. And I mean, steal people money, but they got percent of the tip, but still they food because they was hungry. And it's so worried, like really, and they working for them. And I mean, it was, I wish there's some kind of way we can talk to my mom and talk to her on the phone, because talking on the chat, it's like they just let the problem still their own, but it looked bad over eat, because over eat is like the problems will happen, especially nowadays when people want to get wild home or somewhere else. They was, you never know, the EVs, people be want EVs, they will get terrified, get frightened, get session bruised, all that kind of stuff. But it's just very sad that people nowadays get raped, being session bruised, and not that, and that happen every day, everywhere in the world do that. But that's how sad that kind of fuck up the country that we live. We live in the world, and now it's 2020, it's like we live in a world fuck up situation. When we know that we will want to change this country, but when you have this president who is orange word phase and have whatever the case, wherever he care, I don't care, and trying to destroy our country because he wanted to be a president. And it is so sad that he was trying to cheat the vote. And so he wanted people to vote. He wanted to cheat the vote, so he was stay being president. And now they need, and this time they're gonna get another impeachment, get him out of the White House. This is not good at our country. Another country, in the foreign country, laugh at us like what type of president we have. Even Canada have all the Queen Elizabeth too over Canadian Canada, but we have a president in United States American trying to fuck this shit up. People be out of work, people out of their job, still today they're not working. My sister was supposed to go back to work on her birthday month on July 28th, but now it been being delayed, and now she can't go back to work. Or can't go to work because it's being delayed, and people is out of job. And I feel like the Democrat and the people need to start put down Joe Biden, because Joe Biden tries to change this country. When so long we had this the orangewood man, the orange face, he trying to destroy our country. He trying to fuck this shit up for our nation, our future, and people like this. He fucked everybody up. He is racist. He's is very a conniving person, compulsive liar. His fact checking was not that straight. But it's really sad that the type of world that we live every day. And I feel like I don't want to put down, but we have to be politically, because we live in a world fuck up situation. He know the COVID-19. When you have like a President Obama was the president, we had the pandemic was airborne, but the airborne didn't affect everybody in the nation. It was 2 people died, but it wouldn't affect nobody until we're probably in the White House and fuck everything up. And that's how a lot of people now die of COVID-19. And because it's nothing occur for this disease to stop. It's just so sad that he lose a lot of people. And now it's just sad that we have to live out. It just look bad, our country and United States. Every country got very protected disease. It's just United States didn't stop the disease. It's just how are we going to protect ourselves? How are we going to be safe? People can get COVID-19. People get this and that and disease. It's so sad. How are you going to survive out of this? This is no way. And just think that you had to thank God that God is with them, and then protect them for nothing sick happen to them. And I feel like when you have President Donald Trump and trying to mess up the country, this is so disastrous. And now I feel like I'm speaking this. I think people need to start put down about Joe Biden, the vice president, the future vice president, the black African man, a black Indian and Jamaica woman, Indian woman and Jamaica person, woman, common Harris. Like I say, They gonna be make this country better. I don't care what's the cause, what your opinion and all this and that. That's the only way to change this country if we get Joe Biden to be the president and get Kamala Harris to be the vice president. Because when you have so long, when you have Donald Trump, in my opinion, this country will never be better, never recognized, never be recognized at all. It will always be held, be bruised. It's always something. Every time it be on the news or something like that, it's compelling that how this country is turning to be a very fuck up situation. And so we for the people, we don't want we have to get him out of the White House. He being impeached for life. All we have to do is vote him out and then put Joe Biden being the president and put Kamala Harris be a vice president, and they're gonna change this country that he messed up in the first place. Okay, that's the point is, and that's the truth. But the fact that we live in the world is so fucked up now. Now we police now people attacking police, attacking the African American man, and people like that. And it's so wonderfully sad. And I think that we sad that we lose our brothers and sisters, our black brothers and sisters, because they killing people like a spring chick kill. They kill and think the white police all judges are not convicting, and the one police convicting, a couple of police were convicting in Minnesota. I believe Minnesota, right? I think Minnesota, Minneapolis, not Minnesota. Yeah, Minneapolis. I believe Minneapolis, George Floyd. Only one the police was prosecuting murder of George Floyd. The police, all the Black Lives Matter people crying. The police killed the black people. Didn't they free person. They walk free person, and it's so sad that it's still today no justice for people that who black people died because they was killed by a white cop. Still today, no justice was served. But one person got justice served is George Floyd, and other people too. But it's just real sad. The police and the whole they accountable to what they did was wrong. Unfortunately, they're not long worked with a police officer. I mean, some of them still work a police officer. It's just so sad how they kill black people like they're animal, and then they had to kill them because that's the way they can get away with killing white people. But if they kill with their own kind, with the white people and white people, then they can get locked up. But if they kill black people, they get away murder people. Get away with kill black people, murder black people. But the wolf guy, I could take it back. He did murder African American people in the church, black church, and he is racist, and he will get death penalty. The Woofy, Mr. Woofy, Woofy, whatever his name is. I could take it back. He did. He definitely get death penalty. But they need to get death penalty to police officers who show their mercy and they show what they did or not. When you live in the world, in the God creation and earth, you should not. And you have rules from God. And the Bible say you should not kill anyone. If you kill somebody, you kill anyone on this earth, you will go to hell. It's a part of your sin, bad sin that you have, that you going to hell. You are not going to heaven for what? For what reason? And so you have to take heed what the Bible say, because sometimes the Bible does say something very true. All that I know, the Bible say no forgiveness shall prosper. This is different stuff, but you have to take a simulation with the situation. But at the same time, we live in. But like I say, I didn't have no support of myself. I think I was just a non-starter boy living in a small town like in Florida, and everybody was so very well that they were so well for it. And I think it's come from a single mother, as my mother and my mom do the best they can to raise me and to care me. It was very, very, very hard because I was that boy. Didn't have like a charm that I didn't have. Everybody was so a ravaged person that they is, and then I guess I didn't have no support that I didn't have. But it is so one that when people want to be your friend, like Joe Lopez, the Private Reserve, Puerto Rican boy, young man he is now, but he would never want to be my friend. I pick up a lot of energy of him that he's never want to be my friend. He was my hater, and I think because he wasn't my friend at first. who's my hater, and he was my hatred because I don't hate him. I don't have no grudges to him, nothing like that. I just want the best. I don't care less about him. I don't care less about people who threaten me, pick on me, say just truthful things to me that is not even untrue, because they don't know nothing about me, of about the whole facts about me, or nothing. But when you've been bullying for a reason because your lip, my lip, what it looked like, and everything else, it just is so wicked that people could do so quality stuff to you and then dump you for a reason, not your friend no more because you could be gay or that too, or being judged. What gay has something to do with when you're not trying to get to know me? You have to understand to understand the situation. You know, people are going to be tied to their pen they're tied to, but I can't stop that. You know, that's what they feel about it. You know, sometimes I think my life it was had to have I can do with this or not, but there's people putting blame. I never get when I was in 0937, and this is my first time ride a regular bus. Because most of the time now, in all years of school I went to, I ride ESC bus. And ESC bus. When I was in 0937, and I remember, because I live alone, because I live in the apartment now. Before I lived in the house, I would ride ESC bus. Nothing. But when I lived in the apartment, and I did ride ESC bus at one time, me and Nick ride ESC bus. But me and Nick ride regular bus on 0937. And I never get Miss Shut. Miss Shutting Short told me, don't tell your mom that you ride regular bus because I don't want her to change the bus stop into, maybe like a 0510, more bus. So, when my first time going to this program, I mean, in the bus, I say your bus route is going to be 0937. It's totally different than ESC bus because ESC bus is very good, it's very calm. But the 0937, you better watch your back because you never know if someone's going to talk back against you and the opponent blame you, want to get you in trouble, whatever. And I know what I get myself into. So, I was 0937, mainly 0937. And I was well. Sometimes I wear working clothes. Sometimes I would wear working clothes. I'm off the work, off the Southeastern University College, and I still was in the training program. It's not like I'm in college and that, and I was still in the training program. But when I was accused, that's why I had to eventually stop walking away and start riding 0937 because I was they accused me to take the girl's cell phone. And then I remember the girl's cell phone fell to the top of the end of the bus. And another girl named Chessie, one of the her Irish Catholic, took her phone. And so I was accused to take the girl's phone. And they saw me that I got the phone. But if I had the phone, I would bring Ken to her and be a nice way handed to her and do my part or that. But I didn't took the phone. The phone was when the bus showing her break. The phone was all the way to the top and the end of the first seat. With Chessie, one took the phone, and that's the truth that I was trying to tell this Belarusian girl. All that she didn't believe me, and I just so wonder because I'm in the situation that nobody had my back. I didn't have a friend that had my back. Chessie was not my friend. She was so-called friend, but she didn't know how to deal with me. So I was just the boy. Didn't have nobody had my back and she wrestled with, and I just I hope Nick had my back. I don't know where he at now. He moved out. The public passed out years ago, but he used to stop. I used to check in the mail, and he stopped calling me and say, "You used to ride the bus? Why you stopped riding the bus?" And I told him the reason because I got kicked out on a tradition program of Southeast Virgin College. I got kicked out, so I'm not learning riding the bus no more. But I wanted to, but they want me in Telluride High School, but I dropped out because I didn't want to first the drama, confused with the situation. I wanted to live my life the way I wanted to live, and he's understanding that. And that's a nice thing. I hope he's check out soon. And then whenever time I talk to Nick, the boy, my neighborhood boy, the white boy who was very tall, but he looked like he was 20, like in his upper, he was a teenager, and he talked to me, talking, and told me that and I was every time I talked on the phone, he had to talk to his parents what I told him. It's like I didn't, like he didn't grow up, and so that's why I had to eventually stop talking to him because I think I was nice enough to get his chain number to him, but after a while, I had to put my back with him and stop talking to him because I just didn't know him that well. So I started talking to him. I mean, maybe he is now 24, 23 or 24 years old now, and I'm 29. So because he born 90 and I born 90, so we both of this in the born 90 in the different level. But yeah, I was me and why the 0937. Nobody else was 0937. But yeah, I had to stop riding the bus 0937 because I didn't want to get myself in trouble with her and being prosecuted by police who arrested me. And that's the one thing, if you know you're in trouble, you have to find ways to escape, remove yourself, run away for that, and stop just continue to do things that you used to do, because if you continue to ride the bus and you continue to go to the place, they will lock you up. You know what I mean? And because they don't care if you're black or white or whatever, they want to arrest you regardless of the situation of your access, which your next night is with the point. But I was so mad at myself because I was like, wow, like that's how they feel. Like really, like they really make me so mad because I was so upset, and why, and I had to stop riding the bus. I stopped. I had my mom take me to transportation. It was a lot of toxic situation where I got kicked out. Thank God I did kick out because they want me out in a way. So they kicked me out on November 2 or 1st, 2011. I was 20 years old. I was into no career. I was into nothing. I was just myself, living my life the way I love, and regardless of the situation, I don't give a fuck. And I think that the people like me, like Miss Cal Toppin, said to me like, no more bullshit, no more crap. And she supposed to be a senior manager at Pearl County School Board, and literally cussed me out and said that to me, and that still haunt me still today. What she said to me in that way, like she want me to be in now. So nobody didn't believe in me. It was like a failure that I bring to the table, that being failure. And I feel like, in the day, who gives a shit? The education was not that important for me. What important for me is to be one people that being positive and influence around me. Because be around negative people like Miss Carol Toppin and Miss Short and Miss Lowe and everybody else in that school and everywhere, it does not lift me up in the positive way. Believe in me and have faith for me and all that kind of stuff. Nobody did believe me all the years I went to school. It's all negative energy. Everywhere I go to, nothing is negative energy. And that's why I used to run away, because it's not being loved. I used to run away when I tried to run away. I tried to get away from that. But it was all the time chest time being. It was all the time being like, I belong to them, in which I'm biracial because my mom is African American, Native American, Spanish, and then my father is Italian. And then you think I don't belong to you. I am belong to a white man who I don't know about, who was my birth father Italian. But you can't just say like, I belong to them who's different nationalities and stuff. This is so terrific things you can say. But it is why that this today is very why I don't understand. But it's why that people really just don't get it at all. And I was the person saying what I believe the truth, and that's all matters to me. But it's just very sad that being not being loved, and nobody didn't have positive input you and to be like, you're gonna make it, you're gonna make success. Nobody didn't say like that. It was all about tossing to the principal office. My step cousin all the time picked me up. My mom all the time picked me up. Being not learning things at home, nothing like that. Just watching reality show TV and all this and stuff, and then the talk show hosts and people drama they going through different stuff. But it was about that. But it's just like you not learn things in life and you educate yourself. I didn't learn. I left way behind my grade. I stuck behind kindergarten, and I was 6 years old when I was looking according to my IEP. I believe 1995 or 1996, something like that. I was supposed to be in first grade and 6 years old, and the fact that I was 6 years old in kindergarten, I left way behind my grade. I wasn't perfect to get the high school diploma. I wasn't perfect to get none of this stuff. This none of the stuff that wasn't important, and so I didn't have a proper education that I didn't have. And it just irked me that people say you had to get a GED because you didn't have no in the point showing that you didn't have. And to people, when I find out that I have a post tenant, I guess I do because I missed that day at school. Then I find out when Miss Shutt told me, which I did, I give her some credit, give her one credit because she did told me that I have a poor reading, and I want people to hear from all that I hear from people like in Tampa, Florida, Tampa Bay, Tampa, Florida, told me that you have a poor reading, and I'm like, okay, like I do have a poor reading, like, and they said, no, you have a poor reading, and I said, okay, I have a poor reading. What's the point? And they told me that well, you learn for you speak English for the TV. I don't believe that, but it just why that still today people laugh at you, pick on you, judging you, and the way that they see and they coming from the different stuff. I just say, you know what, it's not for me. It's for me, but it's a lot of stuff going on every day, and the bullet still exists every day. I just can't put myself to wrap in the tie up together still today. But for me, as a person, individual person that I am now, it just wasn't worth nothing hearing the being of a situation. But it's nothing to do. It's just fuck up a situation, bloody shit. But I think God, I walk away. I didn't want to spend my 30 years of my life in school, and I think that way. But yeah, I think I'm still a virgin. I never into a relationship with nobody. I never in a relationship to no girls or anything. I just want a relationship, but they didn't want to have sex with me. Oh, especially a black girl. And so I was a virgin all the time, all the years. And my mom thought I would be a teen father because she all the time bought me a condom, on that. But I put my mom around. I just never wanted to make my mom be a grandmother at her age. And I'm 29 years old, officially 29. I'm 29 years old, and I still today ain't got nobody. And I've been told I would have somebody in my life, but don't know when. And people all the time playing games and don't understand about me, about this, about that, different stuff. Sometimes people just don't get it. But it's depending on the character they bring to the table that they is. And I think that people characteristic that they is like, okay, what to believe. But at the same time, I think that being your own truth and your need and your belief is only way to know, but at the same time that is what it is. I just think it's just kind of hard to have spend in my life. I don't have a car. I don't have a license. I'd rather if I take a license, school license, I probably fail the test because I didn't know how to read. I'm very dyslexic because I'm very poor reading. I didn't have a car, didn't have a license, job license. I don't have a place to stay. I live with my mom and I live with my uncle who's autistic, handicapped, like I live with, and so um, that's today. I kind of like very not independent, and I guess people say you're not independent, then you don't know how to be a man, which I know how to be a man. Thanks a lot to tell me that. And it's just that people that didn't believe in me and say that you don't know how to be a man, things you're good, then I don't know why you even, how you will be a man and stuff. So it's just so sad that people didn't believe in you and stuff. And you didn't have a man figure in your life that I didn't have. like I said, I don't know who my father is, and I've been told a little bit story about my father, but not always to come down to the story of that I don't know about, But he still lived in Florida. He had dark eyes and dark hairs and all of his skin complexion. He still lived in Florida. And that, of course, he don't know nothing about me, where I was born, what place I was born, and nothing about who I am as a person, that he have a child out there. But I've been told that he have 4 kids that he know, but the fifth was on the fifth he don't even know about. And so it's sad for him that he don't know about me, and they didn't know my name, they didn't know nothing about it. And so I guess it's still today the why that I didn't have that male figure in my life. Like I wish I know, but my brother that I don't know, or that my sister and my brother, we had different dad, we got the same mom. But it is that I don't know about my brother. I mean, my brother taught me how to be a man, because I didn't have a man figure in my life. My grandfather was born December 2nd, 1919. He born the old, way old generation for for 20th century. Like he born the 21 century years, and he's very old man, and he's very old, and I can't, like, he can't teach me nothing like that. And I didn't he didn't taught me how, he used to say the Buddha man. That's all he said, Buddha man. But he never taught me how to screw up myself, and how to be a man yourself, and how to be that way. I didn't have that from Father Figure. I mean, Father Figure, I know, like, the people in the place I go to taught me how to be a Father Figure, taught me how to be a man, taught me how to be staying on ground, and I didn't have that in my life. Everything was taken away from me. Everything wasn't for me, and I learned from my mom, for reasons, because it's why I didn't have a Father Figure. Because people like that, because people could take advantage of it, and molest you, and take advantage and have sex with you. But it is kind of why the way that I don't have, and you sense the boy didn't have a fight. They can sense that. And they can taught me how to fold my hand, not to move your hand when you're talking, fold your hand there and talk like that. It's very hard to do. And when I was in the hospital, he taught me how to be a man and fold my hand like this, and how to talk me well, because I told her I didn't have a father that I didn't even know. Although I've been known, there was no bit stir about him, but I don't know no draft story. I don't know about the situation. And then it was very very hard for me being come out and back in those days, and had to be a man, because I was grew up with my mother and my mother's friends, and the Ivan girl in my household, and my mother's friends, and my sister, and my auntie, then my great auntie, my grandma's sister, bruised me. So I'm not gonna go detail about that. But I didn't have that uplift that I didn't have of that situation. Um, it just very 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 hard for the situation. Um, but yeah, it didn't come out that way. That people are always gonna think that way, is it? Um, but anything. I think it was for my mom. I probably an earthage, because that's what kids belong to, the earthage, when their parents don't happen to the parents like that, And I thought when my mom, she had a hysterectomy done with her, and then she was losing that blood, and that was hard to tell her. So that my mom was sick early 2000 of that, and I thought I was gonna lose my mom because she was losing a lot of blood. She had the hospital give her new blood after that, but it was a lot of problem, because I thought I could lose my mother, because it was a chance that I would lose my mother, because she had to lose a lot of blood on his work done with her. It's just very, very sad that you thought you're gonna lose your mother because your mom losing a lot of blood, but it just sad that you thought that, and you thought that for sure that you're gonna lose your mother, different stuff, but you didn't lose your mother that way. You just, the way that it happened for you in that time, but it just what it is. But yeah, I think every Earthfish. I mean, I read Earthfish kids, and Earthfish something that you don't want to go to. But I'm gonna talk about the next thing tomorrow about Earthfish. But that's all to talk about today. I had to go. It's 11:15 uh, p.m. So bye.